Welcome to Book Buzz Reviews and Summaries. Imagine this. You're in the middle of the grocery store, the frozen peas in one hand, your toddler in the other, and then the storm hits, screaming, kicking, eyes wide with rage. Shoppers glance, some with pity, others with judgment, as your child melts down in a puddle of frustration on the cold tile floor. In that moment, panic takes over, and a single question pulses through your mind. What am I supposed to do now? If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Whether it's the toddler tantrum at bedtime, the 6-year-old's refusal to get in the car, or the teenager's door-slamming fury, every parent has faced the chaos that discipline often brings. And yet, what if we told you that the very moments that test your patience the most, those messy, maddening, emotionally charged outbursts, are actually the richest opportunities to build your child's emotional intelligence, strengthen your bond, and literally shape the architecture of their brain? This is not just about surviving parenthood, this is about transforming it, because discipline doesn't have to mean punishment, control, or power struggles. It doesn't have to be a battle of wills. When done with intention, compassion, and a whole brain approach, discipline becomes a profound act of teaching, a sacred space where the chaos calms and connection takes root. You have the power not just to manage behavior, but to nurture the developing mind, to raise resilient, thoughtful, emotionally balanced human beings. Starting in the very moment things feel out of control, this book is your map. It's a journey into the science of the child's brain and the heart of parenting. It offers tools that don't just change behavior, they change lives. Here, you will learn how to stay present in the storm, how to respond instead of react, and how to guide your child not with fear, but with understanding, empathy, and clarity. No drama discipline isn't about perfection, it's about connection, it's about walking alongside your child, even when they're at their worst, and saying with your presence and your words, "I see you, I hear you, I'm here to help you grow." So take a deep breath. This isn't just another parenting manual. This is a revolution in how we raise our children, and in how we raise ourselves along the way. No drama discipline, the whole brain way to calm the chaos and nurture your child's developing mind, by Dr. Daniel Siegel and Dr. Tina Payne Bryson. Part 1. The Discipline Dilemma and the Whole Brain Solution. Chapter 1. Rethinking Discipline. It's not about punishment. Siegel and Bryson start with a powerful revelation. Discipline isn't about punishment, it's about teaching. The word discipline actually comes from the Latin discipulus, meaning student. So when your child misbehaves, it's not just a time for consequences, it's an opportunity to teach. But here's the catch. When our brains are flooded with emotion, we're not teaching anything helpful. We're just reacting. That's why the authors advocate for a whole brain approach, one that takes into account not just the behavior, but what's happening inside your child's brain and your own. They pose this question that sticks. Are you teaching your child to avoid punishment? Or are you teaching them how to make better choices next time? Chapter 2. No drama discipline defined, from chaos to connection. Let's be honest. Most discipline moments are filled with drama, shouting, slamming doors, tears. But that's exactly what Siegel and Bryson want us to avoid. No drama discipline is based on two main goals. 1. Short-term. Help kids calm down and behave better in the moment. 2. Long-term. Help them develop the internal skills to make better decisions on their own, instead of reacting with threats or punishments. The authors guide us toward 2 key steps. 1. Connect. Emotionally attune to your child. 2. Redirect. Guide them toward better behavior. But here's what makes this powerful. When you connect first, you actually decrease resistance and increase your child's receptivity to correction. Connection opens the door to cooperation. This isn't permissiveness. It's effective parenting built on the science of the developing brain. Chapter 3. The brain behind the behavior. Why kids lose it. Ever wonder why your child melts down when their sandwich is cut in the wrong shape? That's the developing brain at work. Siegel and Bryson explain the upstairs, downstairs brain model. The downstairs brain is primal, emotion, fear, fight or flight. The upstairs brain is rational, decision-making, empathy, self-control. Here's the kicker. The upstairs brain isn't fully developed in young children. That means when they throw a tantrum, they're not being manipulative, they're being overwhelmed. And when we punish instead of guide, We miss the opportunity to help them build those upstairs brain skills. The authors use brain science not to excuse bad behavior, but to explain it and show us how to respond in ways that actually build maturity over time. Chapter 4. The Connect and Redirect Strategy. Discipline with the brain in mind. This is where theory meets practice. Imagine your child is mid-meltdown because you won't let them eat cookies for dinner. Most of us might say, "Stop crying, I said no." But that doesn't work because logic doesn't land when emotion is running the show. Instead, try connection. "I know you're really upset. You were excited about those cookies, huh?" That moment of connection calms the downstairs brain. Then, when they're calm, you can redirect. "We can't have cookies for dinner, but after a healthy meal, maybe one is okay." This isn't about giving in. It's about timing your teaching moment for when the brain is ready to learn. The big takeaway from part 1. Discipline isn't something you do to your child. It's something you do with them. When we see discipline as an opportunity to teach instead of punish, we shift from power struggles to meaningful growth, from fear to trust, from chaos to calm, and the best part, these strategies help you stay connected to your child even in the messiest moments. So discipline actually brings you closer, not further apart. No drama discipline. Part 2. Calm yourself first, then guide with clarity. Chapter 5. Wait, pause, breathe. The power of the internal shift. Let's paint a scene. Your kid is screaming, milk is spilled, a toy is flying across the room, your heart starts racing, and your inner drill sergeant is ready to take command. But Siegel and Bryson ask us to hit the brakes, not because your child's behavior is okay, but because your reaction will set the tone for what happens next. Here's a radical truth. The more reactive we are, the less effective we become. Your calm presence can literally help regulate your child's nervous system. That's called co-regulation, and it's how children learn to self-regulate over time. So what do you do in that firestorm moment? Take a breath. Name what's happening inside you. Remind yourself, this is an opportunity to teach, not a battle to win. One of the author's mantras. Connect to your own internal state before you try to correct theirs. Chapter 6. Discipline as a relationship-building tool. Here's where the book shifts the paradigm even further. Discipline is not separate from the relationship. It is the relationship. Every time you discipline your child, you're sending them a message about how trustworthy you are, how safe they are with you, whether they can come to you when they mess up. If you meet misbehavior with shame, threats, or anger, your child learns to fear you or hide from you. But when you respond with boundaries and empathy, they learn something far more valuable. Emotional safety and accountability can go hand in hand, the authors warn. Discipline that harms the relationship ultimately makes discipline less effective. So, the golden question becomes, how can I correct behavior while still preserving connection? Spoiler alert. It takes practice and intention, but the long-term payoff is a child who trusts you, listens to you, and learns from you. Chapter 7. Timeouts versus time-ins, rethinking traditional tools. Here's a controversial one. Timeouts. Many parents use timeouts instinctively, but Siegel and Bryson explain how they often backfire because when a child is dysregulated, screaming, kicking, sobbing, their brain is saying, "I need help." And we respond by sending them away to think about what they've done. Not helpful. They can't think clearly in that moment. Instead, the authors offer the idea of a time-in, a calming moment with your child, not away from them. You sit nearby or hold them, if they're open to it, and help them name what they're feeling. Once they're calm, then and only then, you talk about the behavior. This simple switch teaches kids that emotions aren't bad. They're not alone when they feel overwhelmed. There's a safe way to come back from a mistake. It's not about avoiding consequences. It's about choosing consequences that teach, not just punish. Chapter 8. Proactive Parenting, Preparing Before the Storm. What if you could make discipline easier before the tantrum ever happens? That's what this chapter is all about. Being proactive, not just reactive. Siegel and Bryson suggest that many discipline problems arise because of unmet needs, unclear expectations, or tired, hungry, overstimulated little humans, so they offer tools like rehearsal, practice behaviors before the pressure is on, pre-teaching, explain expectations before events, not during meltdowns, routines help children feel safe, and know what's coming next. When kids know what to expect, they're less likely to explode, and when parents feel prepared, they're less likely to react out of panic. Proactive parenting means we're not constantly stuck in firefighting mode. We're building a foundation that prevents many fires from starting in the first place. The big takeaway from part 2. The most effective discipline begins with self-discipline. Before you can teach your child how to calm down, cooperate, and grow, you have to model it. That doesn't mean being perfect. It means being present, reflective, and open to connection, even when your child is at their worst. Discipline is not a one-time correction. It's a daily investment in your child's emotional development and your relationship with them. No Drama Discipline, Part 3. What to do in a moment. Chapter 9. The 2 pillars, connect and redirect. Siegel and Bryson introduce one of the book's most powerful tools, connect and redirect. This is the cornerstone of the whole brain approach to discipline. Here's how it works. Step 1. Connect with the right brain. When your child is upset, their right brain, the emotional, reactive side, is in charge. Logic and lectures don't work here. Empathy does. So your first step is to meet them where they are emotionally. You might say, "Wow, you're really upset right now. It's so hard when things don't go your way. I'm here with you." This right brain to right brain connection does 2 things. 1. Calms their nervous system. 2. Builds trust. Once your child feels seen and safe, their left brain, the rational learning brain, comes back online. Step 2. Redirect with the left brain. Now you can address the behavior. That might mean setting a limit. We don't hit, even when we're mad. Offering a choice. You can stomp your feet or take a breath, which helps you feel better. Teaching a skill. Next time, what can you say instead of yelling? Connection doesn't mean permissiveness. Redirection doesn't mean punishment. It's about teaching appropriate behavior in a moment of calm, not chaos. Chapter 10. Say what you mean, without being mean. Now, let's talk language. The words we use during discipline shape not only behavior but self-worth. Siegel and Bryson guide us to communicate in ways that are clear, kind, firm. For example, instead of "you're being bad," try "that choice wasn't okay." Instead of "stop whining," say "I'll listen when you speak with a calm voice." Instead of "how many times do I have to tell you," say "let's try that again together." These tweaks may seem small, but they shift the tone from shaming to guiding. Children hear your message more clearly when it's not buried in blame or sarcasm. In fact, the authors remind us, discipline should feel like something done for your child, not to your child. Chapter 11. Replays and do-overs, turning mistakes into lessons. Here's a big relief for every parent. You don't have to get it right the first time, and neither does your child. The authors love the idea of replays. A replay is a chance for your child to try again, once they're calm. Maybe your kid yelled at their sibling. After connection and regulation, you say, "Let's go back and try that in a kinder voice. What would be a better way to ask for the toy? Let's practice saying, 'I'm sorry, that wasn't okay.'" This approach builds skills, builds empathy, reinforces that mistakes are opportunities, not shameful moments, and here's the kicker. It's incredibly brain-building. You're helping your child rewire their responses over time, creating new, healthier habits. Chapter 12. Repair is the real superpower. Okay, so what if you mess up, you yell, you threaten, you slam the door, or say something you instantly regret? First of all, welcome to parenting. Second, repair is everything. The authors are clear. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be willing to reconnect. Repair might sound like, "I didn't handle that well. I'm sorry for yelling. I was feeling really overwhelmed. I'll work on staying calm. Even when I mess up, I still love you so much." When you model accountability, your child learns that it's okay to make mistakes. Emotions don't have to rupture relationships. Love doesn't disappear just because someone is upset. This is the essence of secure attachment, and it's what helps your child become emotionally resilient over the long term. The big takeaway from part 3. Connection is the key to correction in the moment. The goal is not to control or coerce your child into behaving. It's to guide them toward understanding and growth. You do that through connecting emotionally first, using respectful language, offering replays, and being humble enough to repair when you fall short. Real discipline happens in the aftermath of mistakes, not during the storm itself. No Drama Discipline, Part 4. Raising the Whole Child. Chapter 13. Discipline as Skill Building, Not Behavior Control. Siegel and Bryson remind us of a key truth. Misbehavior is not just defiance, it's often a lack of skill. Your child isn't giving you a hard time, they're having a hard time. That's why discipline must be centered around teaching the child the skills they don't yet have. Emotional regulation, empathy, problem solving, flexibility, conflict resolution. This changes how you respond. Instead of asking, "How do I stop this behavior right now?" you ask, "What skill is my child missing right now? How can I help them practice it?" This mindset not only reduces drama, it also future-proofs your child. You're equipping them with the internal tools they'll need long after they leave your house. Chapter 14. The Whole Brain Child Meets No Drama Discipline. Remember, both authors wrote The Whole Brain Child, and here they connect the dots between brain science and discipline. The idea is this: the brain is still under construction. Your child isn't choosing to be irrational or impulsive. Their prefrontal cortex, the center of decision-making, empathy, and impulse control, is still developing. That means they need you to 1. Be the external brain when theirs is offline, like stay calm when they can't. 2. Help them integrate the different parts of their brain, left with right, upstairs with downstairs. 3. Use discipline as repetition, not reaction. Each moment is a chance to rewire the brain for better responses. In other words, every meltdown is a moment to grow a brain, not just a problem to fix. Chapter 15. Navigating Power Struggles and Staying Regulated Yourself. You know those moments where your child digs in their heels and you feel yourself rising to meet them with equal intensity. That's a power struggle, and Siegel and Bryson offer some smart strategies to defuse them. Pause before reacting, take a breath, ask yourself, what does my child need right now to learn and grow? Often, it's not a louder voice, it's a calmer presence. Offer choices, giving kids small amounts of control, like red cup or blue, or brush teeth before or after bath, can prevent major blowups. Look behind the behavior. That no isn't always about defiance. It might be fear, fatigue, hunger, or overstimulation. And here's the hard but essential part. You can't help your child regulate if you're dysregulated yourself. That's why the authors say, your state becomes your child's story. Managing your own emotions, your tone, posture, energy, is perhaps the most powerful discipline tool you have. Chapter 16. Discipline over the long haul. It's a journey, not a fix. As we wrap up, the book makes one thing clear. Discipline isn't a single moment, it's a long-term relationship. Yes, there will be tough days, repeated missteps, moments you lose it and wonder, am I doing this right? But if you stay committed to connection, teaching over punishing, modeling what you want to see, you'll raise a child who not only behaves well, but thinks well, feels deeply, and lives with compassion and resilience. And remember, there's no such thing as a perfect parent. There's only the intentional parent, one who reflects, repairs, and keeps growing. Final takeaways. Let's close with a quick recap of the major themes from No Drama Discipline. Discipline equals teaching, not punishing. Connection calms the brain and opens the door to learning. You must be regulated to co-regulate. Repetition builds skills. Every hard moment is a chance to rewire, repair, perfection, apologize, reconnect, and model emotional strength. Ultimately, this book isn't just about raising better kids. It's about becoming better people through the act of parenting. Read the book to learn more. Thanks for listening to Book Buzz reviews and summaries.